Hey, what's up everyone? It's Jimbo back for another cheap versus expensive. Hope you have been enjoying this series. Today we're gonna throw a little twist in it, and that's what I like to do. As you know, I like to switch it up and kind of talk about things that other people don't talk about. So what we're going to be talking about is high-end Carnuba wax versus cheap paste wax. In fact, this is America's best-selling paste wax. So we have America's best-selling paste wax versus Finewax handmade premium wax. And so this is very interesting, and I can see a lot of people saying, Jimbo, why are you doing this? And the reason is, in a time where ceramic coatings and ceramic sprays and touchless spray sealants are becoming so prevalent, the problem is that the general consumers and the general market have no idea what these products do, thus leaving, I think, a huge market for paste wax still. And especially when it comes to show cars, obviously there probably will not be a durability test for these waxes. In a market where ceramic coatings are becoming so prevalent, I think there is a market for fine or paste wax still, especially for guys that are doing car show cars. So really what I want this test to be more of a durability test, because I just don't think a durability test would do this justice. I think we all can come to the conclusion that paste waxes aren't the most durable products, and there are easier to use, easier to apply products that are more durable than a paste wax. However, what I want this video to be about is, what is the user experience? What is the application process like if you do get a customer that wants a high-grade Carnuba wax, or not even high-grade, just a Carnuba wax in general? What does the user experience for you look like? And I think that was kind of the birthplace of these easier-to-use products, because for a long time the standard was a paste wax, but they're so difficult to use generally that you never wanted to use it. And that's why you get your clients sometimes saying, oh, I spent all day Saturday waxing my car. So without further ado, I felt like that needed some explaining. Let's get into the application process. Let's start with the fine wax. Now, when we're talking cheap versus expensive, this is the expensive one at about $60 for this whole experience, and then the turtle wax is going to be about $6.50. So the fine wax comes in this very sleek, nice black package. As you take it out, it has a pull tab. I'm sure that must hang out like that, to be honest, to let you know it's 100% authentic. Authentic to what? I'm not sure. On the inside of the box, it gives you some stuff in Brazilian. So I definitely won't be reading that. And then it comes in this nice, sleek black jar, which I think when you're talking about applying something as outdated as a paste wax, it does really come down to the experience that you're giving to the client, similar to ceramic coating. So also in the box you're going to get all this other stuff, as well as a foam applicator. What else? A business card, some stickers. It's fine, pun intended. So as you know, for me, and what's kind of relevant to my channel, I'm not a huge fan in paying for these extra things, right? So I would actually rather see less of this stuff, because when it comes down to it, all this stuff costs money. Therefore, you are essentially paying for it in the branding and marketing. But again, we're bringing the experience to the client, and so I just wanted to show you guys what was in that there. Put that over there, and let's get into the application of the fine wax. So as you can see, it's orange. Smells very good. It does have that Carnuba-y smell. The applicator is bigger than the canister itself, which I don't know why they did that. They could have just shaved it down a little bit, but maybe they have a bigger jar and they wanted more of a universal. This foam applicator is foam, not microfiber like this one from Auto Fiber, and the rectangular form or the square form round. Again, I don't think that really matters at all. Nice uniform. Let's dig a little bit out. Ooh, all right, a little hard. But let's see if that's, I'm used to kind of digging into it, and as you can see, the orange color is dyeing the foam there. Oh, did you see that? It was almost like Tempur-Pedic. Interesting. Okay, so let's get a little bit on. Applies incredibly smooth. As you can see, incredibly smooth. And really, people go, oh, you're swirling the paint when you apply it in circular motions. That's just not true. So, as you can see, you can barely see it on the panel there. Barely see it. So a very smooth application process. Let me get a towel and check the wipe off. And now there's no real instructions. Let me just double check before I say that so matter of fact. What is kind of nice is it does come with application instructions. It says, before waxing your car, make sure your car is clean and dry, which we did. Use the soft foam applicator included with the product. And, the entire applicator should be evenly covered in wax before use. So I did not do that right. So what they want you to do is actually cover the entire applicator, which at that point is nice that it's a different color, because then you know it's evenly covered. I maybe so you could do it like that. I honestly think that's not that big of a deal, to be honest, because I had the applicator actually folded up like that. So, okay, make sure you have the applicator fully covered. Softly apply in circular motions. I don't think circular motions or straight line make any difference. Make sure the entire surface of the car is covered uniformly. Be sure to only apply your Finewax products in a maximum of 3 surfaces at a time. This will allow enough time for the wax to evenly dry before polishing or removing. So when you get into the begin removing the wax on the car using microfiber cloth. Repeat the instructions above until all surface is waxed and polished. Make sure you remove all the wax to the car at the same time to ensure the same curing time. This will make the final gloss of the car consistent. Remember, a little wax goes a long way. Anyway, so, and it talks about the wax drying or curing, which actually has me a little bit worried, because when we're talking in a user experience, you really don't want to be doing this when you're removing the wax. So let's remove it now. And just an incredibly smooth wipe off as kind of expected. Very slick surface under the towel. Not hard to remove at all, and I think we got it all over there. So, did it add depth and gloss and shine to the panel? Sure. A little hard to tell on the, what?
Even this spot.
Probably because I sanded up here.
Catching on the camera as well.
Right up here. I got my camera assistant here today, so thank you. Do you want to come on camera? So
it smells really good.
It smells very good. So
I noticed that when I first walked in.
And again, that's what we're talking about: the user experience, the installer experience, the experience that you're presenting to the customer. If they come out and you're applying a can of wax like this, it does look fancy. Okay. On the flip side, let me move my scan grip around so we could get the light on the other side here.
Oh wow, he's a professional.
Whoa. All right, I think this is too high here. Can you let me know when is that good? Is that in frame at all? On the panel?
Looks good.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, as you can see, I'm definitely a professional here. Is that better?
Oh yeah.
Right there?
I don't really know what you're going for.
Perfect.
TBH.
All right, so moving on to the Turtle Wax. Again, America's best-selling car wax. Also does come with...
I like how it says best sell. Ugh.
So,
gross.
Here we go. This is where hopefully you guys made it to this. So, let's check out the difference. So, and this is very interesting to note. When you see this jello-y consistency, I always wondered how they got it so uniform and nice looking. And real Carnuba wax is actually liquid form before it's poured by a machine into these and then set to cure and harden. So real Carnuba is actually liquid. They have it in these warmers, these burners, and there's a gun, and what they'll do is they'll set out however many jars of this stuff at once, and they'll come through with the gun, fill it up to the top, and it's completely liquid in the jar. And then it, over an hour or two, it'll actually harden and then become as you see it right now.
Like a candle.
Like a candle. There's probably Carnuba wax in a candle. So when you look at the turtle wax being jello-y like this, it makes you wonder, what is it? So it probably was never hard at one time, and it's not even filled to the top. Another thing to note real quick is how the frig do you get the applicator out? So the applicator is back here, and there you go. So there's so much junk on the top behind this styrofoam thing.
So it like seeped through to the applicator.
And then it even seeped through to the applicator. But say you get past all that. Now you have another foam applicator that has these burnt ends, which it is what it is. Let's apply it. How about that? So that there.
You could just tell you don't want to do this.
I really didn't want to do it at all. So as you can see, it's a lot whiter. I have a little bit more product on and that's kind of the thing when it comes to the user experience. Like, you want to, with all these products that are, easier to use, I want to ensure that I'm delivering, my customer the best result possible. But if I don't want to use the product, I'm not going to cover the whole car with it. So it seemed like I used way too much there, and I probably did. I'm going to put that back because this kind of worries me.
Why don't you read the directions?
Well, this one didn't come with the directions, so that's a good point. Actually, it does come with the directions. Wash and dry the car, apply on a cool, clean surface, not direct sunlight.
How do you do tutorials when you don't read directions first?
Buff light, because I know how to use it.
Oh, use it, man.
Because I've used wax before, so now I'm going to have to edit that out. This is why I do the video solo. I wait for the comments.
People like banter.
I don't know. I like the banter.
Sparkly.
So there is metallic in the paint, so that's probably what you're seeing. So similar, went on a little bit thicker. As you can see, it's a little bit wetter. It did say not to apply in direct sunlight, which the Brazilian or the Finewax didn't mention anything like that, just a cool, clean surface. Let's check the wipe off. The application was the same. Yes, question from the audience.
It looks like to me like a little petroleum-y.
Okay.
Like petroleum jelly.
Which could
like it has a high gloss to it.
Which could be, I don't know what it takes to get that kind of consistency.
That you can get a really good thumbnail with that.
Recording a video over here. So, in the wipe off, you could see, so we're indoors applying it on a cool surface, and you could just see with no cure time really, you could see how much work this is actually going to be if you let it dry. Now, to be honest, it did make it shine. What do you think? I do have a feeling though that it would dry white in the cracks and crevices.
Yeah, like right here. Look.
So did it dry?
Yeah.
That might be something else. But if you got it on a piece of trim or something like that, I do have a feeling like
I can see it on my finger.
It will dry white versus the other one will not. But I think this says it all right here. How's that look? All right, so in conclusion, when it comes to paste waxes, there's obviously a ton of options. And at the end of the day, will both of these do the job? Yes. And what is that job? To make the paint a little bit shinier. So and a little bit smoother. Paste waxes are really designed for show cars, museum pieces, stuff like that. So the difference comes down to the user experience when installing the wax. So you have the $50 or $60 can of wax that you could see. We applied on this half panel and it kind of looks the exact same. We have the jello-y substance at about $6.50, readily available everywhere. My concern with the cheaper paste wax is that I could already tell that the removal of the wax was going to be a lot more difficult. So the turtle wax is going to be more of that traditional, your arm's going to hurt when you're done waxing your car. You really want to work in small sections at a time because it really is going to harden on the panel and be a pain in the butt to remove. probably is going to stain trim pieces and also fall in the cracks and crevices. I also did notice on the wipe off as well that it dusts a little bit as well. So you're going to be dealing with dusting, none of which happened with the more pleasant smelling, easier to apply Finewax, which also came in this nice jar. And I think if you are a detailer and you're at a client's house and you want to upsell them on something like a Carnuba wax, for maybe they have an old Ferrari or a Morgan or just a something that is very timeless that they want to protect, you're probably not going to ceramic coat that. So if you walked into a $100, $200, $500,000, $1 million car, and the kids are coming out, so I'm going to try to wrap this up soon, you're not going to want to walk in with a can of paste wax. Hi, Bridster. Here we go. So let's finish this up. Whereas if the experience that you're bringing to the table was something in such nice packaging as this is going to be a lot more elegant, which is going to fit the moment or the experience that you're trying to sell. Also, if you have a shop, and I was hoping to have my refrigerator here, Finewaxes in a refrigerator, just, I don't know if they do anything, but it does add to the ambiance, the experience that you're trying to give, similar to what we're finding and seeing with ceramic coating. So in my pick, I'm going with the Finewax. If I'm going to have to apply a traditional paste wax, of course it's not my favorite thing to do. I think there are better options in terms of protection, but again, as I said in the beginning of this video, protection was not the name of the game for this video. User experience and application was. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. I will catch you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment below how I can make these videos better, and what products you would like to see next in a cheap versus expensive manner. Catch you on the next one. See ya.